Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. So I've been on the hunt for a stool and I just couldn't find one that I really liked, and I didn't want to spend too much money, so I decided to find one in the thrift shop and redo it, and this is how it turned out. So it's a fur stool with gold legs. So the first thing I did was I went to the thrift shop and I actually found this stool for $3, and then I went and bought some fur, and this fur was from Fabricland in Canada, but you can find it at Joann's. So the first thing I did was take off the legs. So I used my drill to remove the screws from the bottom, and I'm going to be painting these legs. I used Rust-Oleum metallic paint in gold. It's the shiny version. There is a matte version, but I got the shiny version, and I'm just going to put a few coats of paint on those legs and set them off to dry while I'm working on the actual seat. So make sure you sand it down good, just because there might be a coating on the outside, and just to rough up the surface just so that, you know, the paint sticks nicely. And then put down a drop cloth, because there will be a ton of overspray, as it is a little difficult to get the paint on to the legs only. Sometimes I completely missed. So once you've done a few coats, just let it dry in the sun, and if you are doing it outside, it will dry very quickly because it's spray paint, and it suggests on the can that after a few minutes you can do your second coat, so you can actually get it done fairly quickly. So now I'm going to start with the seat. So I started with some quilting batting, and it's because I only had this on hand, but if you wanted a more cushion seat, then you can buy the foam from Joann's. So I'm just going to cut out this quilting batting and cut it about 2 inches larger than the seat, and then I'm going to take that and put it on my fur and just cut out the exact same circle, because we want it to be the same size. If you're using the foam, you would cut it to be the size of the top of the seat, because you can't wrap that around. So it's a little different if you use the foam. So now I'm going to put the quilting batting on first, and I'm just going to do a few staples. I'm not going to do a ton because there will be more staples once I start putting the fur on, but just so that the quilting batting stays in place and I don't have to worry about it when I start doing the fur portion. So just like you're cutting a pie, you're going to put one staple on one side and then another staple right across from that one, and then again on the other side of the circle and across from that one. So you're going to do about 6 to 8 staples like that. And as you're pulling it tight, you might end up with some excess, but that's okay because you can just cut that off when you're done. And now we're going to start with the fur. And so now we're going to do that exactly the same way by doing one staple on one side and then directly across, making sure you're pulling it nice and tight. And when you go to put the fur down onto the seat, make sure that it's nice and flat and it's not bunching up underneath the staple. And as you go, you can cut off excess. Always make sure when you are using a staple gun that if you're too young, then of course get someone to help you. But if not, then make sure you put your one hand over the top of it. There's a little spot there, and that will make sure that the staple gun doesn't bounce up, because if you're using like a really hard wood, it's a possibility that the staple might have a hard time penetrating the wood, so you're kind of giving it some leverage with your hand. So because this is the fur portion, we're just going to be putting a ton of staples. Like, you're gonna basically want to do all the way around. So just keep laying it flat where it is bunching up and placing another staple. And then once you're done that, you can cut off any of the excess if there's too much fur. And then that's pretty much it for this seat. and then make sure your legs are nice and dry, and then you can reattach them. So this is the best stool ever. This is actually like really old stool. They don't make them like they used to, so I would definitely recommend using a thrift option, just because like I went to go look for stools in the stores and they're just too flimsy, and I mean my own weight would probably break them. Great for my kids, but not for me. So I think it turned out really great, and if you enjoyed this tutorial, give me a thumbs up. Like if you enjoyed videos like this, comment down below if you have any questions, and a full list of everything I use will be over at my blog, Charmed by Ashley. All the links are in the down bar, including my social media, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!